All right, guys, Nick's Picks back here. And on this episode, we're going to be predicting the MLB playoffs. The postseason's here. It's October. The weather's cooling down. Um, Very excited. Playoff baseball is just different. We're going to break down our brackets, each of us, me, Rick, and Kendrick. Any thoughts on the playoffs before we dig into them?
Oh, it's going to be pretty exciting postseason. As you could tell, it come down to the very last day, as it usually does. There's a lot of seating changing that happened on the last day, so I'm looking forward to see how these matchups turn out.
Yeah, I was glad to see a little bit of the seating changes for me for my overall pick. Not trying to give it away too much, but yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited.
All right, guys, before we get started, join the chalkboard. Link is in my TikTok bio. Follow us on TikTok, subscribe to YouTube. We want you in there. Over 2,100 members in the chalkboard. Great community, positive vibes. Get in there. So let's get to digging in here. Let's start with the Rangers and the Rays. A wild card game. This is the best out of three series. There's four wild card series. They start Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Home team, or the lower seed has all three home games. So Rangers, Rays, Rays are at home. Kendrick, take us away on your Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, so for this one, I was honestly glad to see the Rays playing the Rangers first. For a while, I thought they were going to be playing the Blue Jays. Had me a little worried there, but I think they'll be able to beat the Rangers here in a 3-game series. They'll be able to do it in three. I think the first two games will go back and forth. They'll both win one, but I think the Rays will seal it on the third game here and move on to face the Orioles.
Yeah, this one's a pretty good 50-50. I think the Rangers won the season series 4-2. I like the Rays in this position. I think Rays going to win out this one. I think they win it in three.
Yeah, I like the Rays to win game one here. Rangers bounce back, win game two, and it's going to be decided in the rubber match. And I think the Rays are going to walk away here. Rangers too young, too inexperienced this year to be in the playoffs. And Rays have been right there. They've been in the playoff conversation for about the last 4 years, a World Series appearance. And if they do not win this series here, it's going to be a big disappointment. But I think the Rays move on and play the Orioles myself. So let's move on to the second AL game for the wild card series is the Blue Jays and the Twins. Rick, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, this is it's going to be the Twins pitching versus the offense of Toronto if they can get it going. Toronto's offense has been so inconsistent this year. But playoffs, I like going against pitching. I like the pitching to be good in the playoffs, and Twins has got it. I think they squeaked by 3 games. Twins squeaked by with a little minor upset. I believe Twins get it right here.
Yeah, this matchup, I was kind of glad, like I said, to see the Twins playing the Blue Jays. But honestly, I think the Blue Jays it'll go again. Like it's going to be another 3-game series. I like that. I think the Twins will start out winning the first game, but the Orioles are going not the excuse me, the Blue Jays are going to follow up the next 2 games and win it. Um, I like the bats a little bit more for the Blue Jays, and I feel a little more confident in the Blue Jays. I think the 6 seed is going to be the 3 seed here, and Blue Jays are going to move on to face the Astros.
So I think this is going to be a great series. I think the higher seed here, the Blue Jays, 6, are going to beat the Twins. The Twins are the worst division winner in the MLB, weakest division by far because you got the Royals, the Guardians, the White Sox, just all garbage. And I'm going to go with the Blue Jays going on the road here in the wild card series and upsetting the Twins. I got them winning in 3. Only chance Twins got is if their pitchers can throw some gems. So I'm going to take the Blue Jays. Bo Bichette, Guerrero is going to carry them to the divisional series. Blue Jays in 3 in the rubber match. Let's go to the NL. Marlins, Phillies. Kendrick.
Yeah, as long as the Marlins don't start all Sandy Alcantara and get him shelled out here. Um, for this one, I think the Phillies will be able to get it done in two. I'm liking what they're doing on offense here, and I think that they'll be able to succeed and beat these Marlins in two games, and they're going to move on and face the Braves, which is going to be a tough matchup for them.
Yeah, this is a surprising. I didn't. Miami snuck in. I really didn't think they was going to make it. Went 18-10 in the month of September. This is going to be a good series. Marlins beat the Phillies in the season series. Marlins is 32-15 in one-run games. You got to have that in the postseason ball. Marlins they're playing in Philadelphia, where they took 4 out of 6 against Philadelphia in the home stadium there. This is toss up either way. My head is telling me the Phillies, but my heart is wanting the Marlins to win. So I think the Braves easier matchup. I'm a Braves fan. I think easier matchup will be the Marlins. So with that, I think the Marlins. I think they continue the hot streak of month of September. They had to play their way into the playoffs, kind of like Philadelphia last year. Philadelphia last year got in on the last day. That's what Marlins did this year. So is Marlins the new Phillies? We'll see. But give me the Marlins in 3.
Marlins, Phillies. Only chance the Marlins got is if their starting pitchers can hold the Phillies offense to 3 runs or less. I don't think the Marlins offense is too much concern. You got Wheeler and Nola pitching the first 2 games for the Phillies. Luzardo's got, if the Marlins want to win, they need Luzardo game 1. Phillies, honestly, got a guy that can't bat his own weight. He's terrible. More strikeouts than home runs. Is that right? Uh, Average is not too good. Was it 180 or so? But I think this is going to be a scrappy series. I think it's going to be some low-scoring games, and I think the Phillies pull both of them out. I'm thinking 3-2, 4-3 in both games. But give me the Phillies to sweep them here. They don't even need to go to the rubber match. Moving to the final game of the wild card round in the NL, we got the Diamondbacks, 6 seed, playing the 3 seed Milwaukee Brewers. Rick, what's your thoughts?
I think Diamondbacks got a little bit better starting pitching, but I think Brewers got a little bit better overall team. Give me the Brewers in 2.
Yeah, I like the Brewers here in this series. I think they'll be able to get it done, but it's going to take 3 games. I don't think they should take the Diamondbacks too light. I just don't think the Diamondbacks have the depth. If they were to squeak by in the series, I just don't think they have the depth. I mean, Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly, has been doing pretty good for them, but I think Burns and Woodruff are a little bit better pitcher here, and in the offensive side of the Brewers, give me the Brewers to get it done in 3.
I'm going with the Brewers as well. In the rubber match, I like this one. Them to go win this one in 3. Diamondbacks kind of fell off a little bit second half of the season. Brewers won a decent division in the Central for the NL. I think they squeaked by and win this one in 3. If this was at home for the D-backs and it was the other way around, I'd lean the Diamondbacks. But can't trust Pafat and Gallen on the road. Give me the Brewers in 3. And let's what is the series to watch in the wild card round? Just name the series, the game. No explanation needed. Just tell us which ones to watch.
Phillies, Marlins.
I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks and Brewers.
I'm going to go with the Rangers and Rays. So 3 different games series to watch. So that means we're in store for a great wild card round Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if needed. Let's go and talk about the division series in the NL and AL. Let's start with the Orioles and the Rays. Kendrick.
Yeah. So Tampa Bay will be on the road, face these hot Orioles, man. I think I was pulling up the series here, and it's been back and forth, but it looks like the Orioles seem to own the Rays a little bit. Uh, I hate to say that word choke, but it seems to be repetitive here for the Rays. I don't think that they'll choke it though, but I think it's going to take all 5 games for the Rays to be able to pull this off. Just need a big game from Yandy Diaz and the rest of the batting crew here.
Yeah, this right here, I like the Rays in this spot. You got a young, talented Baltimore team. I like them. I got them high in my power rankings. When it comes to postseason, it's a different ball game. Baltimore hasn't had a team like that's this good in years. Give me the Rays to win it.
And I'm the lone wolf in this series. I'm taking the Orioles to win it in 5. Orioles got a lot of talent, especially if they can get Mountcastle back in the lineup. Great pitching staff as well. It's a very easy team to pull for. Built through the farm system, smart moves. They didn't really buy their team. Going to take the Orioles in 5 here in what's going to be a good series. Let's go to the second ALDS game. Rick, you got Astros Twins. So what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's going to be a sweep for the Astros. Too much talent. Astros struggled as a Astros team. I mean, quote unquote, struggle. But I think this is an easy sweep for the Astros to move into the championship game.
For me, I have the Blue Jays and the Astros, and I agree with you. I think the as far as the Astros games go, I think that they'll be able to not squeak it out. They'll be able to take this to a 4 game. I think they'll win the first 2, but once they start traveling, I think they might lose 1 game, but then they'll be able to secure it in 4. I think the Astros will be able to beat the Blue Jays here.
Yeah, I have to agree with Kendrick here. I got the Astros winning it in 4. Astros been there, done that for the last 5, 6 years. Real solid team. They know they've been into the playoffs, got that experience. A bunch of veterans. Dusty Baker, good coach too. So Astros in 4 for me. Let's move to the NL. Kendrick, you got the Braves and Phillies in the NLDS.
Yeah, I think like we all know, the Braves have a hot offense. The Phillies, I think they'll try, but I think the Braves are actually going to sweep the Phillies here. Give me the Braves in 3.
I got the Braves and Marlins here. I think the Braves win it. I think it's a sweep against the Marlins. But if they do play the Phillies, I do got to take on the Phillies. And I'll say it all depends on the time slots against the Phillies. Last year, played the Phillies in a day game. And I think that kind of hurt the Braves last year. Me and Nick's talked about it multiple times. As you say, you got to have that home field advantage, and playing at Truist Park at night, it's a different vibe. The crowd's into it. Got the chop going to it. So if it's going to be that, if it's going to be late games, I think the Braves can beat the Phillies in 5. But I got the Marlins playing the Braves. I think Braves sweep them.
I got the Braves playing the Phillies. We're going to roll with the Braves in 4 games. I think the Braves win the first 2 at home. They go on the road, play the Phillies, lose the third game of the series, and Braves clinch it on the road at the Phillies for the 4th. Braves are just a better team. Offensively, I think this is just a different matchup from last year. Yeah, the Phillies are scary, but last year Phillies had the momentum. This year, I don't really think they do. They just ain't got that swag about them this year. So give me the Braves, the best offensive team in MLB history, to win that one in 4 games. And moving to the last game in the NLDS, we got the Dodgers and the Brewers. Rick.
Yeah, give them to the Dodgers to squeak out. A lot of people will probably take the Dodgers to sweep this, but I think Dodgers win it in 5.
Yeah, so I have who do I have? I have the Dodgers and the Brewers here. I think Corbin Burns may be able to hold back the Dodgers in the beginning, but once he's relieved, I think the Dodgers will be able to do some more on offense. I like to see Mookie Betts have some good games. I like to see Freddie Freeman out here playing hard. I think inevitably, I think the Dodgers are going to win in 4 games and go to face the Braves in the championship of the National League.
I got this one being a sneaky series. I got the Dodgers winning in the rubber match. 5 games. Dodgers not as good as they are in years past, but they do have that experience, the playoff experience, which is key. And I think that's going to help them get by the Brewers here and move on to face the Braves. So now we're going to be talking about the NLCS and the ALCS. Kendrick, who is in your ALCS?
But yeah, so the Rays versus the Astro. I would love to see the Rays make it to the World Series. They don't seem to make it that far in previous years. It's going to be hard to beat the Astros, though. I think the Rays will be able to get it done in 6 games, back and forth. I think 2-2, and then the last 2 the Rays will be able to secure. I think it'll be back and forth, though.
Yeah, I got this been a tough series. I got this Rays winning in 7. To be, I don't think Houston's not quite as good as they have been in years past. Still got a lot of talent. They don't seem to be playing the best ball coming down the stretch, even though they did squeak in the playoffs. They had an easy path to the championship game, and Rays would be battle tested with the path going through the probably one of the 2 best teams in the AL. But give me the Rays in 7.
And I got the Orioles and Astros. I'm going Orioles in 7. I think Orioles win it in 7. I don't think the Astros are talented as years past. They do have that experience, but I don't think this is the normal Astros team. I'm going to take the young Orioles squeaking by the Astros in 7 games, and they're going to be wore out after playing 5 games and 7 games in both series, going to the rubber match, and then they're going to have to face the Braves. Oh, I just gave you a sneak peek of my pick, but Orioles in 7 at the World Series. Rick, tell us about your NLCS.
Braves Dodgers, that seems to be the rival series in the last 5-6 years. They seem to meet up in every year in the playoffs. I think Braves have a lot better starting rotation, top to bottom lineup. We can just play smart baseball. I think Braves win it in 6 to move on to face the Rays in my bracket.
Yeah, for me, I got the Braves versus the Dodgers here. I just think that the Dodgers need more than just Clayton Kershaw to get through. The rotations for the Braves could be a little iffy, but it's just that I think the Braves are them dogs. They know it deep down, and they're gonna have to start barking, get them dogs wired up, and they're gonna beat these Dodgers in 5. Give me 5 here.
And I got the Braves and Dodgers, so all 3 of us got the same NLCS. I'm taking the Braves in 6. I think the Braves win the first 2 at home. Give 1 back to the Dodgers, win 1, give it 1 back to the Dodgers, and then Braves close it out in 6, 4-2. Braves has got too much offensively. Dodgers, like I said, it's not as good as years past. I think as long as we pitch around the top 4 in their lineup, Braves will be all right. Braves will score 5 or 6 runs each game at least. So, going to take the Braves to win this one against the Dodgers in 6, in which, yeah, it does seem like they meet up every year. So I got the Braves going and facing the Orioles in the World Series.
The
Let's
key ingredient that the Dodgers, if they do matchup, doesn't happen, which this guy's been the Braves killer, is Turner for the Dodgers. He no longer plays for the Dodgers. He plays for, I think, the Red Sox. But it seems years past, he's always been a thorn in Braves side. So just a little nugget there.
I like it. All right, Kendrick, let's hear your World Series prediction.
Yeah, it's a tough one here. Got local Tampa Bay Rays making it to the World Series here versus the Braves. I know the shirt says Braves, but I'm gonna be honest. This was just a gimmick. Give me the freaking Rays to squeak one out here. It's gonna go all 7 games, but give me the Rays, baby.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh! Wow, that's TikTok worthy.
He snuck one in on us.
Oh my god!
And I will say, Yandy Diaz will be the MVP. That's what I'm calling out.
Rick,
Well, it looks like me and Kendrick has got the same World Series set up. I've called this World Series since May. I thought it's always Braves and Rays, but if they do match up, I think Braves have just got a little too much firepower. I think Braves win it in 5. Pretty dominant performance for the Braves. So get her second championship in 3 years.
I got the Braves and the Orioles, and if my bracket is correct, the Orioles will have to play the most games possible, going 5, going 7. But I got the Braves wearing out a worn-out pitching staff. The Orioles, you got to remember they're going to be on short rest, pitching 4, probably your top 4 guys. They're not going to be pitching a 5-man rotation. Braves offense is just too good, and once they see a guy twice, it's over. So give me the Braves to win in 6. I really like it here, and my MVP prediction is none other than Ronald Acuna, regular season MVP, and he will win the World Series MVP. You want to talk about a comeback? Tearing his ACL, missing the World Series, didn't get to play. Your team won it, and it led him to win this year. If he wins it, that's going to mean a lot. Braves Orioles for me. Y'all got the Braves Rays. Me and Rick picking the Braves to win the World Series. Kendrick's on the Rays. He pulled a smooth one on us. He's got Diaz as MVP. I got Acuna. Rick, who's your MVP?
I'm going to go with Matt Olson,
That would have been my second
MVP.
option.
Yeah, he's hitting the ball good. Obviously, he led the league in home runs, led the league in RBIs, and he should be second in MVP voting. But I think Ronald Acuna should get the regular season MVP. It's like I told Nick, Acuna is just a different ball player this year. He took a different approach. He took what the pitchers gave him. And years past, Acuna seemed like he was just bombing it, trying to hit a home run every time. But this time, he's taking balls all over the park. It's hard to probably one of the hardest leadoff hitters I've since all the years I've been watching baseball. Because you walk them, you got Ozzy Albies second, so you can't do that. If he gets on base, he's got 73 steals this year. So it's Acuna's just a little bit different ball player this year is what the Braves wanted. Probably a little bit maturity is what kicked in as well. But good season for the Braves. Hopefully it continues. It'll be a good playoff matchups across the board. AL and NL. It's got a lot of good matchups.
So, if you're picking with your heart, not your brain, what World Series matchup would you want to see out of these teams? If you're picking with your heart,
Between, I think I've always the 2 best teams is probably in Baltimore and Atlanta.
Kendrick.
Yeah, I hate the Dodgers. I'll be honest. But I would agree the Braves and the Orioles. I'm just afraid that the young talent for the Orioles they won't be able to make it. But got to go with I like that. I agree with you, Rick.
I've been curious to see how the fans in Baltimore, how the crowd noise will be there.
So, if I had to choose, since I've already chose the Braves Orioles, I would say I would want to see the Braves Rangers or the Braves Blue Jays. I think those would be pretty cool matchups to watch. But that's our World Series predictions, our bracket. Joe Lunardi, bracketologist, whatever you want to call it. Go get in our chalkboard. Follow us on TikTok. Subscribe to this YouTube. We're growing. Appreciate all the support. Rick, Kendrick, any last words?
No, just looking for a great postseason play for MLB. Looking pretty. Like I said, it's a lot of good games that's gonna be happening for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, as always, appreciate everybody's support, love seeing the community grow. Also, if you want to look sexy, it's just a gift that keeps coming. This is our Only Picks tank top. This one, you don't have to worry about having too big of biceps like our t-shirts because there are no sleeves and your biceps will look fine in these. You're going to look sexy, especially with this logo. So DM me or follow the link in the chalkboard to the merch and get your own. Let's go.
I love it. Guys, again, one last time, get in the chalkboard. Get in there. That's all I got to say. October 15th is the last day to get in for the discount. 1st of November is when premium begins. As always, trust the process. And Kendrick,
Positive vibes, baby.
there we go. See y'all later.